Now we'll explore the tabs in the ribbon bar at the top of the interface. Using the same file as before, you'll notice the ribbon bar up top is a collection of the various tools inside of Mastercam. The ribbon bar is comprised of multiple tabs. For example, the Home tab, the Wireframe tab, and the Surfaces tab, to name a few. The Wireframe tab, as an example, contains all of your wireframe creation tools. So whether you're creating a point, lines, circles and arcs, splines, rectangles, or letters, you'll find them all on the Wireframe tab. Since I have a machine selected, in this case a generic Haas 4-axis machine, you'll notice that I also have a Toolpaths tab. And of course, the Toolpaths tab is only available once I have a machine selected. But within this Toolpaths tab, you'll notice I can create various toolpaths, from contouring and drilling to OptiRough, parallel toolpaths, and depending on your license of Mastercam, you may have multi-axis toolpaths, such as curve, swarf, and parallel. Many of these tabs have groups which contain gallery views. For example, expanding the 2D group, you will see the extensive list of toolpaths that are available. This includes your traditional contouring, drilling, and pocketing toolpaths, but also your dynamic toolpaths, model chamfer, engraving, as well as hole-making toolpaths, such as drilling and circle milling. Same for our 3D group over here. The gallery includes additional toolpaths that are not listed by default. Some groups have additional options. For example, under drafting, this is where we create all of our dimensions, and you'll notice the option here to explore the drafting options in detail. This brings up a separate window where I can specifically identify what my options are for drafting, including decimal places, scale, text, text height, spacing between characters, and so forth. Another example of this is on the Home tab under Attributes. If we expand these options, you'll see we have the Entity Attributes Manager. This is something that we're not going to go into detail on this course. However, it's important to know that these tools do exist. This is where you can set up Mastercam, so whenever you create a line, for example, it's a certain color and a certain line style, and perhaps a certain thickness. Whenever you choose, for example, an arc, you always want it to be on a certain level and a certain line width. These additional options are found throughout the ribbon bar and can be used to configure the tool specifically to your needs. An additional option on the ribbon bar is not seen until something is selected. As an example, where it shows our Mill Toolpaths tab, to the right there is not an additional tab. However, if I click on, in this case, a solid body, now my solid selection tab opens up, and all of the tools that I could possibly apply or use on this solid are now available here. So it doesn't matter if they're analyze tools or solid creation tools or modify tools. Anything that you can do to the solid will be listed here. This is a pretty efficient way of using Mastercam, as you don't have to navigate through all the various tabs to get to your specific tool. Anything that's related to solids in this case will be here. As an example, if I deselect this solid so nothing is selected, and then I go into my Wireframe tab, I'm going to create a circle right here. By then selecting that circle, you'll notice now that Wireframe selection is listed, and the tools associated with my current selection are right here, which is different than the tools available when I had the solid selected. Sometimes you have to practice using these tools, and then once you're used to that, they become second nature. Again, these are very efficient ways of using Mastercam, and the more you use them, the more you become efficient with them.